We start with the increasingly gloomy economic outlook, not just for South Korea, but around the world. The International Monetary Fund has cut its growth forecast for the world economy, citing the war in Ukraine and supply chain disruptions as major reasons for the revision. The agency has lowered its 2022 estimate to just over 3.5%, that's globally, and is also warning of even more crippling inflation in the months to come. Yeon-seung starts us off.
Prices will rise while the economy is expected to shrink. The International Monetary Fund on Tuesday announced its 2022 World Economic Outlook, and the growth forecast looks dim. The IMF estimated the global economy will grow 3.6% in 2022. That's 0.8% lower than the IMF's previous estimate announced back in January. It's also significantly lower than the global output in 2021, which was more than 6%. The global economy is weighed down by the pandemic, but perhaps even more heavily by Russia's war on Ukraine.
Global economic prospects have been severely set back, largely because of Russia's invasion of Ukraine. This crisis unfolds as the global economy has not yet fully recovered from the pandemic.
The war has also sharply pushed up prices. European consumer prices are expected to rise a whopping 12.6% this year. The region's GDP projections for 2022 has also been reduced to a mere 1.1%. South Korea also saw its potential growth cut. The country's 2022 outlook was lowered by half a percentage point to a new estimate of 2.5%. Consumer prices in South Korea are expected to rise 4%.
Experts forecast high inflation to continue for another year or two, but South Korea has preemptively raised interest rates. Because we raised the interest rate by 0.25 percentage points back in April, we have some wriggle room to deal with inflation.
This medium-term outlook bore bad news for all, except for the commodity traders who benefited from price hikes. Russia's invasion of Ukraine could leave long-lasting scars on the world's economy.
The war also increases the risk of a more permanent fragmentation of the world economy into geopolitical blocs with distinct technology standards, cross-border payment systems, and reserve currencies.
The most deeply scarred were the parties involved in the conflict. Russia's economy is expected to contract 8.5%. Ukraine is expected to shrink by 35%. Yeon-seung, Arirang News.